And here we are. We are live. That's what I've been told. So hello, everybody. It's Tuesday night, and we're about to do that thing, right? I saw just before we started that we have a new subscriber, Mr. Robert Loper. Thanks so much. That is a SmackDown for someone. You can give it to me if you like. That'd be I'll take it. Yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome.
I thought I was going to sneeze, but I didn't.
Bless you anyway.
Disaster averted. So, last week we finished up the end of, kind of tied up the loose ends for SRM 0502, which was Critics' Choice. And then we spent some time kind of, a little bit of downtime where our heroes visited Kaida in the hospital where Kaida was recuperating from a brutal axe wound. And also, just kind of watching stuff around in the vault, watching Matt Rath fight. There's a little bit of a spar between wow, I just forgot everybody's names. Man, I'm horrible.
Satchel
I'm not
and
the worst. Satchel and Flea.
I have like 5 of them, so
yeah.
Yeah, so Satchel and Flea, they kind of made up a little bit for some of their past antagonism, and then they went over to Sarah's dojo where they sparred a little bit. Yeah, it's been pretty quiet for the last little bit. One thing we're gonna do today before we start today's mission is we're going to see if Duryea wants to summon and bind a spirit, because this is something new that Duryea is going to want to do. He's going to want to know how to do this for Kaida. So eventually, just a couple of weeks.
I was gonna say, I like how it started out as like we're gonna see if Duryea wants to do this, and it turned into cause this is what Duryea is gonna do.
It's because you do want to do this. I guarantee it.
I'm just saying. Only thing that's changed here
what you want to do
is that
this is me telling you that I already know. I already know what you want to do, which is cool stuff, and this is cool stuff.
Okay, I trust you. I always trust a man in a vest.
That's right. So, after you get out of the hospital, down by the vault, and you go back home, you realize that, perhaps just having like spirits kind of come and go quickly, it'd be good to have someone that was just kind of more reliable, maybe. So, we're going to start by setting up a lodge, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to you will have spent some time going out purchasing all the things for your magical lodge. This is going to be like talismans and powders and oils and all the various things that you're going to do to set up basically a ritual space in your home. So the question is how much money are you going to spend on this ritual space? It's in increments of 500 before it counts for anything. I mean, you can spend less than 500, but and then each 500 you spend up to 6 is going to give you that rating of your magic lodge, which is then going to be the limit of whatever you can kind of bind or work with in that lodge. So recommendation is spend the $3,000 for 6.
Okay, so I can spend the money how I want to spend it.
You can spend it how you want. I'm just giving you a recommendation.
No. So yeah, and I can spend it on herbs and spices, even though Thanksgiving just passed. So but I hear you. And then you said I'm building a lodge. Is this different from the lodge that I was setting up in what's that place called? The compound?
Collective.
The collective. Is this different?
Well, that's like a store. Like you're setting up. This is this is like your space, your sacred ritual space.
Okay.
So you don't want people just walking up in your sacred ritual space, walking around.
Right.
So, this is where you're going to do all of your strongest magic and do all of your like vision quests and just the things that you want to do to make yourself better as a magician. So you can cheap out on it, or you can go premium. It's up to you.
Sorry,
I definitely, because Kaida's very bougie about his magical stuff, so that sounds like something he's gonna want to do. What am I buying though? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, is there categories, or am I just gonna say, here's $6,000, give me the basic kit?
Well, it's 3,000, and that's not the basic kit. It's far beyond. So again, like everything with magic, it's all very personal, right? So it's whatever you want to be your magic lodge. So it's probably got some things to do with dragons, maybe some stuff to do with the elements that you work with, stuff from like your past, stuff from what you hope to accomplish in the future, and mix it all up with some, just some occult flavorings, what have you. But it's totally up to you. I mean, honestly, like you could say that it's this space you can get. It's just white walls and everything clean, so I can just be calm and focused when I do it. Like you could say that's what it is, and then that's $3 you're spending is for like people to come and like, really clean and paralyze the room that you're going to be doing it in, right? So however you want to think about it, that's for you to decide.
Okay. And I have to decide this right now.
No, you don't have to decide what it is right now. You just that's the flavor.
I do want to do it. I just don't know.
I'm dropping this on you. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So,
I'm bad with choices.
So you're gonna do it, and then later you'll tell us what it is you did. So
okay.
So
later today,
you create this lodge, and now later today, next week.
No, just tell me when, so I'll know. So I'll start figuring it out.
When you decide what it is, and you're ready to show people.
Okay.
You don't ever have to tell them what it is.
Okay.
But yeah, just all right. So now you have your magic lodge that you spent 3,000 of your monies on. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to use it to summon a spirit and then bind it, so that this spirit doesn't just go away after completing a a set amount of services. So what we're going to do here is start by summoning the spirit. So go ahead and give me a conjure roll from your skills.
It's loading. Okay, conjure. Skills, active skills, conjure. Are you sure it's conjure? It's just gonna say no, because that's con. That's actually conning people. Is it under something else? Maybe
the name of the skill itself.
Summoning. That's probably
summoning.
What it is. Yep, summon. Yep.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna roll 6 dice. And what kind of spirit? Which of your elements?
I think I'm gonna go with air. No, I think I'm gonna go with spirit of man.
Okay.
I hope I'm doing what I think I'm doing the correct way.
All right. So I get 2 successes. So that means your drain is 4. So go ahead and make that drain roll, which is I'm gonna move it to your magic. So it's just right at the top, kind of in the middle, right under the word magic. There is the drain. You can just tap that to see if you...
Right under the word magic. Where? Oh, I see it. And put 4?
No, just hit the button, drain.
Yes.
No modifiers, no changes. So that's just one stun that you're going to take from the drain. So that's fine. No problems there. So the next thing you're going to do now that you have the spirit is you are going to bind the spirit. Now, this is more ritualistic. Summoning is pretty quick. You kind of do some stuff right in the moment, but binding, it requires magical reagents. It requires, some ceremony. Again, it's what you want it to be, but at the end of the day, the bottom line is that you are spending some money to do this. So the amount of money you are spending to bind your spirit is, where did that go?
Is that a question?
Here. It's force times 25. So force, okay, is 6. So that's 150.
Okay.
Grams of reagents. Why do I feel like that's low? Okay, well, okay, that's why. All right, so 125 drams of reagents, and reagents cost 20, about 20 nuyen a piece. So that's 125 times 20 is 2,500 nuyen to bind the spirit. So we'll go ahead and deduct
2025.
2,500. So now what you're going to do is you're going to roll that same binding test, and I'm pretty sure there it is. So you're going to roll a binding test this time. Just so you know, you have a smackdown. You can get 4 net hits on this, and then you definitely aren't going to lose. But otherwise, it's going to roll twice its force to do so. So
I only have 1 smackdown
right now because we're starting fresh.
Remember, he turned all of our extra stuff into karma and nuyen for us.
Oh, okay.
Tom
Okay.
just
I'm not
Tom
that
just
upset.
gave you an edge too.
Okay, thanks, chat. I'm gonna use the smackdown because Mr. Loper gave it to me like right off buff, but I'm gonna use that edge too. I'm gonna use the smackdown to go ahead and get 4.
Yeah, you don't have to use the edge because there's nothing the edge will do because you'll get 4 net hits. So it's just it'll be done. So I'm just gonna roll.
What if I don't know what I'm rolling?
Nothing, because whatever, if you were rolling 1 dice or 10 dice or 500 dice, you're getting 4 net hits. That's the result. So I rolled 12.
Because of the smackdown.
Right. So I got 5. So you rolled, whatever you rolled, you got 9 hits. So that's fine. That said, that is going to be drain equal to twice the hit. So that's 10 drain. Go ahead and make a drain roll.
This is what. See, I knew there was a freaking ulterior motive.
No. Just trust.
Take out the mage early. All right. You want me to roll drain again?
Yep. Okay.
That's 7 drain.
It is 7 drain. All right.
That's
so
horrible,
this is I'm painting the picture for you here. I'm giving you ideas about like what's going on with your character and the magic, right? So you're in your lodge that you've set up, okay? You've got it. You've got all your things in there. Everything has meaning for you, right? Everything is part of your magic. And so you sit and you've summoned this spirit, the spirit of man, and it stands before you. And you then start to work a binding ritual, and this takes about an hour. It's like you're in there for an hour, like meditating, chanting, waving your magic items, whatever it is that you're doing. But it's like an hour, and it's draining. It's pulling power from you. So at the end of it, you feel the binds kind of close up, and you know that the spirit is there. So if you had passed out here, that would have been fine, because you just pass out, and then your spirit would just wait for you. Eventually, you're just gonna wake up, because this is not the day that you're going on an adventure. You did this on a day where you got some rest time. So then that night you go to bed and sleep, and the next morning you're fine. So you have no drain. But that does show you that binding a spirit is a draining process. So you don't want to do that and then like have to go be your best self right after. Okay.
Gotcha.
So the result now is that you have a bound spirit of air, and that this or bound spirit of man.
I said it was going to be a spirit of man.
Yeah, yes. I misspoke. So
my bad. I didn't mean
your spirit of man Your spirit of man
Okay.
is has 6 services total because you got 2 services. Actually, no, 4 services, right? Off that first roll. Let me double check.
Mm-hmm.
4, 2. No,
It
okay,
was
you got
4.
4, 2. So you got 2 services off the first roll, and then you got 4 off the next. So you have 6 total services, and you don't have to use these up right away. Like this spirit is going to stay around. It's not going to go away at sunrise, sundown. It's just going to kind of be like off the edges. And when you need this spirit, you can call on this spirit.
But I can give the spirit like general instructions, like I did the last ones, right?
And then those services will trigger when they need to. So you could just kind of be like,
Yes.
defend or what have you. Now, optional powers real quick, since this one's going to be around for a while. You have your choice of 2 from fear. So it causes fear in an opponent. Movement, so that everyone can go really fast. Psychokinesis, so that it can manipulate stuff without having to touch it. And then finally, innate spell. It can know 1 or 2, if you use both of them for this, spells that you know.
You said if I use both of them for this, both of what?
Then it will innate spell. So innate spell is a power it can have, and that means it can cast one of your spells.
Yes. How do I make it cast 2? What's the price?
Because you have 2 optional powers. So if you could go like a combination of fear and movement, or fear and innate spell, or you could take 2 of innate
spell and innate spell. Got you.
Yes.
Okay. And I have to decide that now?
You have to decide that before the spirit ever does anything. So
okay.
Not right now. If you want to think about it.
Fear, psychokinesis, innate spell. What was the other ones?
Movement. So if you look at your spirit of man, which is, you can open up that character sheet, they're listed in there. It's where it says optional powers, so you can see. So take a moment to think about that as we're kind of moving on to everyone else to see what they're doing in the next couple of weeks, spending any money or doing any training. So let's start with Gertrude. The ram is affixed to Darcy. Was there anything else that Gertrude was doing? Any training or increasing spending of her karma?
Yeah, so Gertrude would like to, a very sort of sheepishly, ask Flea if she can teach her how to punch better.
Aww.
And very much, so we're trying not to kill people, and I have this really big sword, which is really good for slicing people, and slicing people tend to be dead people, and so I was wondering if you could show me how to punch people so that they don't get cut up as bad, because I'm not really great at punching. I'm real strong, but I'm not really, don't know what I'm doing.
Let's do it. Aww.
How can punching people be so cute?
Like this. Punches at you.
All right. So how does that look for like the next couple weeks, Sarah?
So I would have her come hang at the dojo, and yeah, we spar. We can talk about not only punches, but I can teach her some of the pressure points and stuff like that can help with kind of slowing people down. And then also, you can still fight with a sword. You can just pull your punches a little bit, so like it doesn't kill someone to maybe take away their ability to walk. So
yeah,
that's
just cut off their legs and
or just slice the back of their knee, things like that. So we can go through a whole bunch of stuff. That's so exciting. Aw. And I'm really excited to spend time with Gertrude because I love her.
Okay.
Gertrude has lots of questions from a medical standpoint. Talking about, now I know that there are some things about, the so if you have this pressure point next to the neck, then why does it hurt in the foot? It shouldn't, because there's a weird, like the nerves don't usually run that way, and I don't know what I'm missing here. There's lots of philosophical conversations about some sort of medical oath, maybe, and punching people.
I mean, fair, but when punching people is meant to stop them from what they are doing and save their lives, I'll even show her. She would be really good at it. You don't need strength to do Aikido, but it's using their momentum against them and getting them to a position where it's like, I'd like you to stop what you're doing now. You're not going to shoot me again. Like, that's just not going to happen. So getting to that point and thinking of that mindset. And the philosophical part is fun too, because from my Shifu, we went over a lot of that too. So I'll tell her more about like my own military background and seeing what I've seen and stuff like that. I'll even, you know what? I'll even confide in her that the night Kaida went down, as soon as the job was done and she got back to her place, Flea actually broke down. She pulled herself up back together the next day, but she came too close to losing someone on her team again, which is the whole reason she's anti-murder. So we have bonding time, bonding montage.
That was some montage music for you.
Now I really want to spar with her like me and Satchel spar. What kind of damage can you do?
So results of that, of course, are, raising your unarmed combat skill. Also purchasing some of the martial arts if you wanted to go that route. But certainly that makes sense. And was there anything else that Gertrude was wanting to do with some of that karma?
If it's possible to pick up even just one rank in Chicago area knowledge, since none of us really know anything about it, and maybe local gangs, even if it's just my local gang. But I figure with driving around the city, basically getting to know where the streets are and stuff like that to get a little more familiar with the surroundings.
Right. All right. Yep. That is absolutely doable. So it's one karma to get one rating in that. So so that would be 2 karma to get 1 in each. So Chicago Sprawl got that 1 intuition. And Chicago Gangs. Again, 1, and again, intuition. Awesome. All right. Awesome. And are we good there?
Yeah, that's all I had.
Okay. So spent 1 point each in knowledge sprawl and knowledge gangs. Very good. All right. What about Satchel? What's Satchel been up to over the course of the weeks, practicing and learning?
He's been learning a signature move, it seems. He's been practicing doing some pirouettes and spinning, trying to figure out good angles of attack and whatnot. And he thinks he has something down. Like, it's like next time it calls for it, I think he's got something worked up, or he thinks he's got something worked up.
Okay. So, awesome. So just been practicing your kenjutsu sword fighting skills, and just kind of working on all that. Great. Etienne, what's Etienne been up to?
Etienne spent a lot of time in the Matrix the past few weeks. He got used to working with someone else, which means his agent program that he got to know them. Right. give them a cool neo-anarchist getup on the Matrix, so they look a little like him. Another protester with the mask and stuff, and they walked around this strange Matrix that is the one in the zone, the Matrix that is being maintained by Quantum Princess. So he's gonna actually, mechanics wise, he picked up a specialization in Matrix search, so he could be better at that since he's not that great at that stuff. And yeah, that's about it. Last time he had bought his agent, so now it was just spending the time to customize him and make it like he wants it to be. And yeah.
All right. Sounds good. So with that, everybody has spent a little bit of karma or some money or has done a thing. And it's been a couple of weeks since everything sort of went down. Flee. There is a chime on your comlink. Looks like it's coming in. It says work, and then there's some stars on either side, and some hearts, and yeah.
As the chime goes off, I go, frag, I've been meaning to change that ringtone. I hate it. And then I'll answer it.
Okay, so answering this comlink call, you see one of your contacts. This is one of your corporate contacts, actually. This is Miss Sara Silverleaf.
Ah, Sarah.
Sara Silverleaf is to say she's an attractive elf that doesn't carry any of the weight that should go into kind of describing her. So I'm going to go ahead and push. And so she appears, she's kind of, relaxed, and what piece was it? Your Shadowrunner, Nom de Gour. How are you today?
Oh, we're live and kicking. It's been a while since we've gotten some work, but that's how biz goes.
Yes. Well, I do have something, and I was thinking that you probably have the skills to handle it. So I was hoping that you could gather perhaps a few friends and meet up at the Gale Street Inn. It's in North Milwaukee.
What takes you so far north, Sarah?
I mean, it's honestly that part of the city. It's almost the same as the Chicago sprawl. It just never stops. So, and it's a lot nicer up here.
Fair enough. All right, so you need us to meet you at
Gale Street Inn.
Fair enough. What time do you need us there by?
Let's try. Oh, what time is it now? It's a little early now, so maybe 4 in the afternoon. It should give you time to get up there and pick up whoever you need to pick up.
Fair enough. I'll see you later this afternoon. Thanks, Sarah.
Great. All right. See you then.
All right, so I hang up, and the first person I'm going to call is actually Kaida. Ring, ring, asshole.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. Hey. Yeah. Hello, who is this?
It's Flea. How are you feeling?
I'm doing well. Thanks for calling. It's been a minute.
Well, I've been checking in on you. What, you need me there every hour of the day?
I miss all of you, and I'm used to seeing you guys every time I look up, so it just feels a little distant and lonely. But
you realize we've only worked together like 3 days. Like, you get attached fast, buddy.
I keep telling you guys that I don't have any family or any friends.
Well,
This is it for me.
Are you feeling well enough to take on a job, or do you need more time off?
When you say take on a job, what kind of job is this?
A Shadowrun.
Yes. But is it like Shadowrun, like we're gonna walk into an empty laboratory and find a video, or I'm gonna get sliced in half?
We never know until we go and have the meet with the Johnson.
I'm feeling like there is a chance that I could get chopped in half, and something about that really entices me. And I don't know what that means, but let's go with it.
Well, can you take an order, soldier?
I used to wait tables back in high school, but if you need me to, I guess I could. Sure.
All right. Just to keep you safe, just in case shit goes down. I just want to make sure you're ready.
I mean, I guess I'll bring a notepad and a pen in my apron.
Great. That's what I like to hear, buddy. We'll be picking you up soon, okay?
Cool. Weird. She asked me a really weird question at the end.
Okay.
All right. I'll ping. Rather than calling, I'm just gonna ping the other 3 and just say, work. Get ready to get picked up. Except to Gertrude, I'm gonna say, hey Gertrude, can you pick everyone up? Work.
Gertrude texts back the troll emoji smiley face.
Yay! Hey, Reverend, we have a new emoji. We need a troll smiley for the Twitch chat.
Make it happen. Even
All
though
right.
he's not around.
Yeah, I guess he isn't around, huh? Well, he'll see it.
We can ask Bull for his Bull smiley. See if he'll
Oh, that'd be so
let us
cool.
use that. The world needs more Bull. All right. So everybody knows that someone is coming to pick them up, probably Gertrude, and it doesn't take too long, about an hour to kind of navigate around and grab everybody, and then start heading up to Milwaukee.
So while we're in the in Darcy, sounds wrong.
Sounds correct to me.
I'm gonna kind of turn around from the front seat and look at the guys and say, so, and I'll kind of side eye back to Gertrude too and say, so our contact, there's something I need you guys to know about her. I say this as a confident heterosexual elf. She's fucking hot. And she plays that up, so please don't get distracted or disrespectful. She's also got an attitude if she wants to. So please play nice and play professional.
You said she's got an attitude? So would you say she's hot and spicy?
I look back to Gertrude and just turn around in my seat.
Is that a Southern thing?
Oh,
All right. Yeah. So it's again not too long of a trip. From once you get picked everybody up, it takes about an hour to get up that way. Past Highland Park, North Chicago, all that. Um, the Gale Street Inn is actually it's not in North Milwaukee. It's on North Milwaukee, which is just a little bit different because it's actually kind of more in the southern part. And let's go ahead and switch over, just so everyone can remember where exactly we're at. Okay, so Gale Street Inn. It's of course still daytime, about 4, a little bit early, I think, in the afternoon. There's to the south you see the broken skyline of Chicago, the ever present smell of just kind of soy calf all through the streets, and it's still a little wet and heavy. um, Still a little wet and heavy because it's been raining lately. But yeah, you head to the Gale Street Inn, and entering inside, it's nice. It's not super fancy, but it's a respectable sort of place where someone might go on a second date, right? Not nice enough for the first date where you're really trying to impress, but good enough for the second date. And there's just a few people in at this time. Most of them are at the bar. However, one booth is occupied kind of in the back, and from your position, you can see just sort of the crown of a blonde hair, just kind of over the back of the booth seating, as she is not facing towards the door and probably has her head down, maybe in a menu.
I'll approach. And you said it was in a booth, or?
It is in a booth.
All right. So I'll just kind of slide in across from her and scooch down to make room for the others and say, good afternoon, Sarah. Good to see you again.
She smiles as she looks up and then looks to the left and sees the gentleman approaching. So she slides also deeper into the booth. And
Satchel slides right next to her.
Okay. As she was looking, her eyes were very briefly kind of scanning over the group. They some people can read this pretty well. Some people don't ever notice it, but the eyes kind of slid. They're like the welcoming hello, but still a little bit wary when looking at Flea. Looked up to Gertrude and then just slid on past. Stopped on Etienne for just a split second longer. Moved to Kaida. Little bit of a kind of that eyebrow cock, just the smallest bit, then to Satchel, and then right back to Kaida. And she smiles and she starts to say something, and then Satchel just slides into the seat next to her. And the corners of her mouth were kind of starting to go up just a little bit, but that stops, and she's just kind of even-faced at this point. Yes, welcome. Menus, please take a moment and decide what you want.
From the restaurant?
Yes, please.
At this point, I turn and I look at Flea and I say, is this where you want me to take the orders? And then I pull out my notepad and my pen and I just stare at her, waiting.
Kaida, how about you have a seat and then take an astral look around to make sure that our location is secure.
And I'll take the orders later. Gotcha. So then I put my notepad and my pen in my pocket, and then I go astral. I sit down and then I go astral. Because I can't.
Yeah, I mean, in the restaurant, you don't necessarily have to like fully go astral. You can just kind of switch to astral vision, so that you're still in your body and you can kind of just look around. Unless you want to like travel into the kitchen.
I want to be astral. Yeah. So I want to see the whole place.
So he just passes out on my shoulder and like.
No, pass out. I just sit there and I like meditate. Yeah, it's more like hands on thighs, elbows on pelvic bone.
But if someone pushes your shoulder a little bit, you're just gonna fall over.
I would fall over, yes. But no one's gonna do that, because if I wake up and I'm tilted over, Kite is gonna be PO'd.
Sand is gonna sit down and does a matrix perception.
Okay. Yeah, so as Kaida kind of closes his eyes and slips away, Sarah just kind of looks at him and then looks back to Flea, and then they do have at least 2 real meat entrees.
What are they?
The stew, and there is a short rib. That's really good. And I wouldn't recommend any of the fish unless you're really into krill. But for those that like it, the cod. And that would serve as my recommendations. I'm going to have the short ribs.
I'll do the same.
Yeah,
I like ribs.
Curious about this real food. It's been a while.
Well, they serve it in.
Kaida can't hear it in astral mode, so.
Yeah. So that said, Kaida, you are able to discern that there is nothing untoward in the restaurant. Every astral signature that you see is accounted for in the real world, and unless the old couple kind of sitting across the way enjoying their meal are secretly some sort of badass gangers or something, you're probably okay. So, and then Matrix Perception, there's a host. There is you see a comm link that is associated with every person or device that you can discern in the physical. So you don't feel like they're surprised. That said, you wouldn't be surprised to know that if Sarah had like her comm link that was actually broadcasting, but then had like another device that she was using. That is a common thing that folks do.
This is super hard hearing you say Sarah all the time.
So, the server approaches and everybody makes an order, I presume.
Yeah.
At that point, Kaida looks around and he's a little bit confused. So he looks at Flea.
I ordered you the short ribs. The rest of them were doing that too.
And then Kaida doesn't like admitting when he's lost, so he just sits back.
All right. Well, now that the order's on its way, so I haven't met any of you except for Flea. That's what it is now, Flea.
Peace.
Peace. So still peace.
Still peace.
Okay. So please tell me a little bit about yourselves. What is it that has brought you to Chicago? How have you been getting along?
She's asking me or us?
The table, generally.
I'm Gertie, and I like to help people feel better. I patch them up and and drive fast.
But not too fast and not too reckless. She's a pretty good driver.
Oh well, that does sound exciting. And what about you? She indicates Etienne.
And he looks around to the others. Lapel, and I do Matrix and guns. Yeah.
An interesting combination. But I see it.
And I fix things.
And you fix things, which is useful, a useful skill when you are traveling with a group that tends to break things. And what of you? And she looks over at Kaida.
Is there anybody in the restaurant that's like standing right now?
Sure. There's staff.
Okay, I say, I am Kaida, son of Norel. And I do all the heavy lifting, and then I wave my finger and trip up the waiter.
Okay.
Can I do that? Because you made that face that you make whenever I do stuff that I'm not supposed to do. I can do that?
Yeah, you can do that. I'm not going to have to roll for it.
Yay.
So as the waiter passes by, you kind of wiggle that finger in the air, and the waiter falls.
But he's not carrying food, because that's a no-no.
Okay, so
Right.
so a non-food carrying waiter. So just someone who's
Okay,
like just
cool,
taking
cool.
an order or something. That's fine. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Satchel kind of like laughs and then but kicks him under the table.
I raise my eyebrows and look at Sarah and go, "This is actually him well behaved."
And that's the laugh that Kaida does.
Well, I'm sure it would be interesting to see him when he's not on his best behavior. I don't see many Nocturna. Where are you from?
Okay, this is an aside to the audience. Kaida's getting offended. He's already getting offended. It's going down that road, but he's gonna play it cool. I'm from Georgia. Where are you from?
Here and about. I recently came into Chicago to take advantage of the Project Takeback for the company I work for, and before that, I spent a lot of time in Seattle, and just move around quite often. So Georgia, near the city or out in the country?
Oh, I grew up in the city. I mean,
I imagine that must have been difficult. I mean, we elves, we don't have the best of it in the South as it stands. Fortunately, not as poorly treated as trolls or orcs, but that's because we generally can pass. Being a Nocturna must have been really difficult.
Whoa. I mean, we're elves and all, but there's certain words that are like trigger words for a Nocturna, and you just hit one thing. I mean, I don't have to pass. Ain't trying to pass nobody. I'm me all day, every day. And then kind of goes off on this rant about how he's proud to be Nocturna. And then like he goes on for at least like 2 minutes.
She smiles.
Etienne is going to tune him out in his earbuds slowly.
She smiles and she waits patiently for you to kind of play yourself out there, and then she says, "Yeah, certainly you should be proud. There's absolutely no reason. However, there are many closed minds in the South, and the reality is that we must deal with them. And I just
That's
thought
true.
perhaps that was a challenge.
Well,
but if
don't
it was
tell
not for
Flea.
you,
Don't tell Flea, but whenever I see a closed mind, I just open it. Because I'm woke. I can do that. Just
I'm literally sitting right next to you.
damn it.
Well, at this point, the food kind of arrives. Kaida had been ranting long enough for the food to have been prepared and brought to the table. Oh, excellent. So, what do you think about the news that they're going to try to reestablish the Chicago Lightning? That's the combat biker team that they lost track of the team when they closed up Chicago, but yeah, I hear they're trying to put the team a team back together. What are your thoughts on that? You think Chicago's ready for pro sports?
They need something to do around here.
You're not wrong, but there's a lot of things that Chicago would need before a professional sport.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about something as banal as baseball, however, I sort of can see the point that the containment zone is perfect for combat biker or urban brawl. It's there's nothing to set up. It's ready for play.
I think she's
you're-
right.
That's what they say
you're-
anyway.
You're aware that people live there, right?
People have always lived where they play urban brawl. That's what makes it exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, you said something about a job that you need help with.
Whoa.
What caused you to reach out?
Are we meeting urban brawl players?
Oh, that would be fantastic. However, there is no urban brawl in Chicago yet. Combat biker, they're talking about it. So maybe it's in the next year, maybe 2 years, perhaps they'll have an urban brawl team again. She looks down at her plate, at the partially eaten food, and she kind of sighs a little bit inwardly, and then kind of pushes the plate about half an inch forward, and then looks up. Very well. What I need is for a this is like the third time I've had to hire a team for this exact sort of thing. It's getting a little boring, but there's an offline node that so our tech folks can't reach it through the matrix that we need to retrieve the files from. It is a building that was owned by a subsidiary of ours, and we just need to prove that ownership. So having those files, it's the deed basically that proves that we own that building. And in this case, there shouldn't be any problem with squatters. She looks over at Etienne. So you shouldn't have any issues with it being repatriated to its original organization. It is deeper in the zone, and for this, I think that I can pay. I think 5,000 Nuyen sounds fair to me. And that's each, of course, so 25,000 in total.
This is sounding real familiar from the mission from Tate. So,
Can I say something, Flea?
despite my better judgment, yes.
And then I show this to Sarah. This is what happened on our last let's go check things out for a bill or a deed mission. So if you want us to go in this place and you're not already sure that it's empty, I feel like you should give us a little more cash.
If I was sure that it was empty, I would just go myself. I'm not sure it's empty. and therefore I'm willing to pay 5,000 nuyen per to go in and check it out and retrieve the node.
Sarah, I'm happy as always to work for you, but I do want to remind you about the last time we worked, and you know that I can get this kind of work done, and that's, I think, why you called me. So if there's anything more that you or your sponsor would be willing to do, then we'd appreciate it.
All right, so we'll start with Kaida. Go ahead and make a negotiation roll. So that is one of your skills, or maybe not one of your skills.
Are these beef short ribs or pork short ribs?
Yes, I see. It's negotiation.
Yeah.
Damn it, mother.
It's
Ouch.
fine. You got a 0 as long as you didn't get a. Yeah, you're fine. It just means that you didn't add any dice to Sarah's dice pool when she rolls for Flea to negotiate.
I got a 2.
So I'm going to buy the hits to beat that. And she says, I'll tell you what, perhaps depending on how things go and what you find, perhaps on the back end, I may be able to find something more for you. However, as it stands, the offer of 5,000 nuyen is the best I can do.
I appreciate that. I know you've got us at heart, so.
Are you going to
All
finish
right.
that? Central says as he like points in his showroom.
No, dear, feel free.
Thank you.
Time.
So she pulls out her comm link and presses a few buttons on it, and there is a ping, the same ping that she meant to change but still hasn't on Flea's comm code there, comm link. It's really cute, but it's a file, and inside the file is what looks like some information on a place called Valley Rose Pharmaceuticals. Looks like it was founded by a fellow named Paul Rose in 2035, and that it got a lot of media praise and media attention for certain awakened drugs and treatments. The company itself still operates, and the headquarters is in Gary, Indiana. However, the original headquarters and R&D facility was at 2035 South Racine, which is, of course, in the zone. And when the containment zone was erected, the CEO, Paul Rose, stayed with everything there and was unable to be extracted when the company and the acting CEO, which was his son, Stephen Rose, tried to get him extracted through Lone Star, but they were unable to do so. And then there is a note in there that the address is close to the Cermak blast zone. And so they believe that Mr. Paul Rose must be deceased. Current owner is Daryl Rose, the grandson of Paul Rose, and there's also a news article in there about Renraku purchasing the Valley Rose Pharmaceuticals earlier in the year.
All right. So go in, get the files from the node, and get them back to you.
That's it. Very simple in terms of the task. It is the containment zone, so look out for men with axes.
Oh, it's supposed to be funny.
I see
I'm not laughing.
Kaida's reputation precedes him.
Well, he went.
I just showed her.
Yeah.
the
Oh,
scar.
sorry.
Yeah.
I was taking notes.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want us to deliver them back here or just send them virtually?
Can we come back here? They have meat.
It's great. Huh?
Just call me when you have the node or the files, and we'll arrange a spot to meet.
You got it.
All right. Well, thanks so much. Please finish your meals. It appears that I am quite done, and I do have other business to attend. So if you'll excuse me.
So he kind of like looks at her, and then he like look. I'm assuming Etienne's next to me, right?
Yeah.
Can
Like, oh, and he gets up and he moves away.
And like Satchel kind of like gets up, but he's still carrying his plate of short ribs as he's like sliding off the out of the booth and like lets her out.
All right. So she gathers a couple of things and then she kind of slides effortlessly out. She looks at everybody and just kind of nods. Best of luck. And I look forward to your call. And she turns and sort of does this half strut walk, hip wiggle thing as she leaves. It's that situation where like the bottom of the skirt is just like right at this line where like you feel like any second now you're going to get a flash, but it doesn't happen.
That hot.
Sits back down.
So that's Sarah.
Yeah.
She wasn't that spicy.
No one's
these,
as spicy
short
as you,
ribs.
Kaida.
Damn straight.
So Etienne, do you want to get to work on scoping out what you can find on the Matrix about this place?
Yeah. I guess once we're back in the car, might be. I don't know how long I'm going to be in there.
Fine, finish your damn ribs.
Listen, this is the best food I've had since I moved from the Republic. So yeah, I will.
As the
Does
folks are
A1
finishing up there, there is a table.
You
sauce
monster.
that's not A1.
Chris Walker would never put A1 on a well cooked steak. Not well done, but cooked well. Like perfectly done steak. But Satchel doesn't know any of that shit.
Fair. Satchel's a pleb. All right. As you're finishing up, the door. You notice the door opens, and in walks a. Looks like a female orc. You can kind of tell from over here. She's got a jacket on, and she's got like a little shawl kind of pulled over. She glances around the room. The hostess approaches. They exchange a few words. She takes off her shawl and gives her coat to the hostess, who takes it back, presumably to a coat rack. And this orc looks around and sees the lot of you sitting at the table, and she approaches, not quickly, but definitely with purpose. And I will.
You guys catching this?
See?
Yeah.
All right, so here's the push, Maggie Goldberg. All right, so she looks kind of over the table and she says, pardon me, I know you don't know me, but I believe we have a mutual acquaintance. She's tall, blonde, wearing clothes 3 sizes too small for polite society. I know what she's asking you to do, and I think that we can help each other if you'd be willing to hear me out.
And looks around the others.
Same.
Do you have fries?
You have had 2 plates of ribs, Satchel.
I've got like 3 stomachs. Leave me alone.
He's got a point. So,
Who
what
would
about
know
this
that?
girl, this lady?
I'll after looking around at the others, I'll gesture for her to have a seat.
She waits for Satchel and Etienne, I guess, to scoot over.
Oh, us? Oh, yeah.
Slide. Of course.
Toast. Oh, wait. Just trying to gesture him further in the booth and moves himself.
Okay. So, hi, I'm Maggie Goldberg. By the way, I do a little bit of black market work, if you will, and do a lot of stuff with Project Takeback. And I know that you are supposed to be heading to Valley. Was it Valley Valley Rose Pharmaceuticals, and that's all well and good. But I have some concerns, and I was just wondering maybe. So besides the proof of ownership that Miss Silverleaf is looking for, I happen to know that there's research notes for some vaccines that would be of interest to the awakened community, if you will. And I'm fairly certain that Miss Silverleaf and her company, her peers, are not going to do right by that. And so what I am asking you is perhaps if, and I know this is going to sound really awful, and I know that you are professionals and that you have your reputations to consider. However, I would appreciate if you were able to bring the node to me, and then, yeah, sorry, it's strange. I know it's strange what I'm asking you, and it feels strange for me too. But I have some information that can help you get the node, and I also can probably I can't offer what Sarah's offering, but I can probably get you information that can get you somewhere close to what Sarah's offering, if that makes sense.
Just real quick, Danny, do we know what Project Takeback is?
Yes, Project Takeback is the initiative by the government to reclaim Chicago. So that's why there's all this work, because all the corporations are basically trying to do all these land grabs and snatches and kick out the squatters and, reestablish themselves the way corporations do. So that's why there's all this work in Chicago right now.
Okay. So, so you have information about the node. You want information
The location in particular.
So within the pharmaceutical company.
Yes.
And how is it you know so much about the job Sarah's looking to fulfill?
That part.
So the research that Valley Rose was doing prior to the bug issue was of interest to many various medical corporations and companies, and it was followed by people that are associates of mine, and they are really interested in getting the information from that research so that they can perhaps complete the research. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Corporations, they're going to make money from it, but it will make the vaccine available, and that will save lives. Silverleaf only cares about the building itself and not necessarily continuing this line of research. So,
And sorry, what is the vaccine for exactly?
unfortunately, I'm not a medical researcher, so that was kind of over my head. But it definitely had to do with just awakened maladies, if you will, things that mages have to deal with, or that adepts have to deal with.
Can I judge intentions, please?
You can.
Can I help her judge intentions?
You cannot.
Okay.
You can judge intentions on your own.
Mm. What's the thing I can do where I test people's auras? Is that a sensing?
That is a sensing. You can read her aura if you want to try to sense her.
And I want to try to do that.
Go for it.
I'm just going to make sure there's nothing else I could do that's better.
So for Flea and Satchel, there's this sort of awkwardness, but it's hard to tell if it's because she knows more than she's letting on, which she probably does. Everyone does, or if it's just because of like how awkward it is to be asking Shadowrunners to basically not do the job they just accepted without some sort of, it's really odd and strange, and you can tell that she feels really awkward about it, but at the same time you can't tell if that's like leading into the full range of how she's acting or if there's maybe more to it.
And I'm going to do
I know that you've made it clear that you're aware that this situation is awkward. So, in order for us to consider helping you, which, by the way, I would need time to discuss it with my teammates,
Certainly.
I need you to convince me that your intentions with this research are genuinely to help the people of Chicago.
Very well.
I rolled sensing, by the way.
Okay. Yep. She is an orc. She is not awakened, so she's not magically active. And there's not really a noticeable amount of like cyber wear or gear on her. You can't read her general emotional state, and you can't really tell if like there's anything going on health-wise. But
That's because I only
you get
rolled a
that.
2.
Yes.
So, can I ask you a question?
Mhm.
It says is it possible for me to ever roll a 4? Because I always roll 2. Is that just like what it's going to be? Because my
No,
sensing is
you're
not
rolling
that high.
5 dice, so it could be as high as 5 if you get all 5s and
Okay.
6s.
So what that
Gotcha.
means, Kaida, is as we get more karma, you might want to up that skill.
Gotcha.
Right.
I still have some karma, don't I?
You do.
Oh,
You do.
I have to wait though, but so I'll do it later.
That's fair. And so what I can do is as a sign of good faith, besides the offer, which was unfortunately 3,000 nuyen each, and I know that's much less than what Sarah was offering, but I was also offering information, and so I will give you half of that. There is, I don't know if you're familiar with him. There is a troll mage from Chicago named Lothan the Wise, is what they call him. And he runs a talismonger shop out of Old Miller's Pub down in Wabash. So that's in the noose itself. Of course, Duryea Kaida knows who Lothan the Wise is. It's the big troll that he came and had that drink with.
Yes, he's the one who,
Yeah. So he's a bit full of himself, but he really has been there and done that. So just don't take it personally. But tell him Goldberg sent you. He owes me one. So and he's he's a pillar of the community, if you will. So hopefully that proves that I am at least somewhat community minded in terms of relative to Miss Silverleaf, I suppose. And here's a comm code. So if you want to think about it, maybe meet with Mr. The Wise, and then maybe that convinces you, and then give me a call.
I give her a short nod. By the way, anyone who notices, as soon as she says that Lothan is full of himself, Flea's lips get real thin because she is clamping her mouth shut. And trying not to look at Kaida.
And with that, she rises. So with that, Maggie rises and she just kind of nods and so thanks for your time, and I do hope to hear from you soon. And then she heads out, stops at the hostess, gets her coat and her shawl, and out the door.
Do they know that I know Lothan the Wise?
I don't
know. I don't think.
No, the team does not know.
Not unless you've told us.
Unless you told us.
So then why are you not them look at me because she said something about Lothan?
Don't worry about it.
No reason,
you don't know, you don't know.
Okay. Well, okay, so she's gone now, right?
Yeah.
So now that she's gone, hey guys, guess what?
What?
But
I know Lothan the Wise. He's low key my dude. Not my dude. It's not that I have anything against having a dude. I can have a dude. I can have a girl too. I'm just saying he's my dude, like my contact.
Cool.
It's a dude. Yeah. And
might make it easier to make contact if we ever decide to go that way.
That's where I was going. So we could just call him, and then I'll tell him what's up. Bada bing, bada boom. We'll make a better choice.
Okay, but before we start calling people, what do you guys think of that? I mean, I'm all for helping people, and yeah, if it's that instead of ending this building to the corpse so they can just rip it apart, I'm down. But it's a little bit suspicious that she shows up just after the meet like that. And
can we let's talk once we're in Darcy? Let's talk more because I have some thoughts.
In Darcy.
All right.
All right.
I don't get it.
So with that, everybody is done eating. Does anyone leave a tip? No? Okay.
I do.
It's gonna leave a tip.
All right. Yeah, so everyone's appreciative of the tip. And you head out and climb into Darcy and are heading back to Chicago.
So here are some of my thoughts. See what you guys think about this. But Sarah asked us to get a deed. That is the job. So I don't think it's necessarily crossing or not fulfilling that job to hand over information while we're there to someone else. That is not part of the terms of our agreement, so I don't have any qualms about taking on an extra job if that's what we decide to do. Does anybody disagree with that?
So you're basically deceiving this woman.
Not at all.
That's like what we did with the other place that we picked up those extra trids for Becky, right?
Yeah, we didn't notate about that.
That wasn't. I thought that was different. I have a bad memory because I had an axe in my chest. So I don't remember. Is it that we said, was that mission indirect? conflict with the other mission? Because I feel like that's where we are right now.
I thought she was saying bring it to her instead of Sarah.
Right. I thought that's what she was asking.
In addition, grab some other stuff.
That was not my understanding. She wanted the
She
node.
was trying to. Right, but I'm talking about the girl who just left us. Was that Sarah? The first girl was Sarah.
First
Hot and
girl was
spicy.
Sarah.
We should have codes. I like codes. Kaida loves codes. So there's hot and spicy, and then there's cold and sketchy. Okay, so
cold and seems sketchy, but yeah.
Oh, she seems sketchy to me. I couldn't get a read. Anybody I can't get a read on, automatically sketch. That's part of being woke, dude. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't
with
get
that
it.
5 dice, that's gonna be.
But either way, so the girl is saying basically that she didn't want this getting into their hands because she said something about they wouldn't do the right thing with the vaccine, right? Or did I just dream that?
So once again, yeah, she did say that she didn't think the Corp would do the right thing with the vaccine or whatever. Which, fine, she can have I don't personally care if she has access to that information necessarily. And Renraku and Sarah, yeah, they've got their own alternatives, and there's such a land grab for Chicago anyway. But Sarah asked us for one thing. We are going to give her that one thing. So I don't personally feel like getting this information to Maggie would put us at any kind of moral dilemma, in my opinion.
You're really good at remembering people's names.
Thanks. It's one of my skills.
Oh, you sounded so sincere when you said thank you. I mean, I guess I don't have a problem with it. I don't, as long as we're not intentionally deceiving this woman for something other than it's okay if we're gonna steal bread to eat or something, but other than that, we shouldn't deceive people.
I don't feel in this particular scenario that we're doing anything unethical or hurting any of our partnerships or our relationships, which are important to me. I think you all know.
Makes sense. I thought, like the others, I thought that Maggie, right, wanted the deeds to the building too, so they could continue the research there. But I might be mistaken, English and stuff. If we can do both without burning your contact with that's the Sara lady, I'm okay with it. If there's a choice to be made, I'd rather help people than sell a building to a court.
Well, I'm with you on that, which is why I want to do a little bit more research before, because approaching us right after we've been handed a job, definitely sketch. So I'm with you, Kaida.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I know that would mean a lot.
I didn't see any bugs or listening device around us when we sat down. So
well, Sarah also said we were the third team she asked. Does that mean that there were 2 other teams that tried to get this thing and they didn't get it?
But this is what makes me think. I love this, guys. Us talking and figuring things out. This is awesome. But this is what makes me think that they're in direct conflict with each other. Because if she just wanted this deed, this girl could have been asking anybody else to get this deed. Not hot and spicy though, cold and sketchy. But she's only asking, if Gertrude's right, she's only asking people who were already asked to do this job to get this. So she's literally asking, she's trying to flip these teams. That's what she's doing. So that's what makes me think, well, maybe actually, she's trying to flip these teams. Maybe we should just give her the big and give them both. Now I kind of want to deceive her.
So everyone give me
I just talked myself out of that. A memory check?
Memory check,
Yes.
okay.
So that's going to be in where your attributes are, where all your body, agility, reaction are. It's going to be in that same box.
Thank you. I see it.
What conversation with the Johnson?
So Etienne and Kaida, actually, now that you think about it, it's not that she had already hired 2 teams to do this. It's that she had already like hired people for similar types of jobs.
That's what I got from it.
So she was feeling like, this is just what life is. I'm just gonna be hiring people to like find deeds and like old buildings. So not super
I
excited.
completely misunderstood that.
But
So,
thank God for me and Etienne, because we have good memories.
She's just bored with hiring people to go and snatch things in an old building. That's what I
Boring
got
work.
from that. Exactly.
Well, you know what they say: more money, more problems. And I, for one, love a problem. So let's do both jobs. I'm down.
Based on the memory check, Danny, did any of us get like more recollection about what Maggie said about the node itself? Does she want the deed or just the research? Because I'm remembering just the research.
She talked a lot about the research, but ultimately she did say if you could bring the node to her. She didn't necessarily say give it to her, but she definitely said to bring it to her. What that means necessarily,
Well, I still don't see a problem because we can just copy all the files, and that way, like, worst case scenario, we still have the files for Sarah.
We can at least extract the deed from it and send that to Sarah and bring the nodes to her and claim that we weren't able to extract the device itself, but here's your stuff that you wanted.
Well, and Sarah didn't say she wanted the node. She said she wanted the files.
So everybody wants the node, but they want the node because of the files that they particularly want. So that's for you guys to kind of hammer out. Like there's definitely an intent and there's definitely what was said, right? So yeah.
So one of the questions for Maggie.
I just want to throw something in here. I'm sorry, Fleet. I just want to say something. It seems like there's a competition to get these files first, right? And I think we know that that's what it is. I think the question is for our team, do we care?
I think since that wasn't mentioned as a specific part of the job, like deadline, get this done like now. But I think I think to your point too, though, like I think that's something that if we call Maggie and if we accept this, or if we want to accept this, we would have to clarify, like, if we bring you the node, all of the files remain intact for, all of the deed files anyway remain intact for Sarah.
I don't think we should do.
How about this? We play it straight up. We tell them both what the deal is, and then we use that as leverage to get more money from whoever wants to pay more.
Oh, yes.
But you already know who wants to pay more because they already.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
we don't even have to tell her who's asking.
She doesn't have to know exactly how much the other person has offered us. Just that we
Satchel
have a willing.
Has the plan.
I like the way you're thinking, Satchel, but here's the other thing. So, okay, we've talked about the semantics of who wants what, but whether or not we help Maggie, in my opinion, comes on to, is what she's doing really helping the mages of Chicago? Because if not, then I don't fucking care. But if it's helping people, like, honestly, to Etienne's point earlier, I'm all for the corpse not moving back into the CZ. So
yeah, me too.
So
I'm definitely pro mage.
We're in agreement on that. And so if Maggie's actually legit in terms of doing the right thing and helping, then I say I'm fine doing it. That's part of the conversation.
Okay, so just to clarify, we're gonna call my dude, my man. No, we're gonna call Lothan, and then find out if she's legit. Then we're gonna call Hot and Spicy, and then we're gonna tell her that we have another offer on the table and see if she wants to bump the price. if she does bump the price, if she doesn't bump the price, we do the good and noble, which I'm all for. But if she doesn't bump the price, I'm sorry. If she does bump the price, then we do not do the good and noble. We absolutely sell ourselves for the cash and we get rich. That's what I'm hearing.
I think step one is as far as we go from now for now, because we might get more information from Lothan. And then we can decide what to do next.
So do you want me to call him right now?
Yes, and I can do research on the side.
Yeah, well,
because he's
Etienne is researching. Kaida, if you could call him, that'd be great. Just be vague on the details and just say, hey, Maggie reached out to us about some work, but we didn't get a lot of info and we didn't get a good feel for if she's legit or not. She says she wants to help the mages of Chicago. Do you think that's real?
Okay, so then my comlink is like a super old comlink. So imagine like if I had to like
I mean,
I forgot to dial it. And so I dial him and then I'm
Okay, so with that, Kaida dials Lothan the Wise as Etienne heads into the Matrix to see what Etienne can find. And we're going to take a 10-minute break and figure out what happens when we get back.
Guys, that was great. I am so proud of us.
Yes, we
didn't fight hardly at all.
we're getting good at this. We're a team now.
All right, and we're live. We're back. Little bit of a break there. We got into some heated discussion about whether Durier's grandma's always right, and I think we came to the conclusion that she is. So
we don't know for sure because Durier was the only one talking for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but he made a very convincing case. And so now what's going on is we're getting back into the world of Shadowrun, and there are a few things that are happening here. So the first thing that we're going to go to is Etienne is going to be doing some Matrix scouting. So let's get into it.
All right, Etienne is gonna enroll his new friend Laura to help him in that. His little AI friend, but not an AI, an agent. That's what we call them. So is an agent rating 6, which I believe makes it that to help me, it rolls 6 or 12 dice. I haven't used these before, so
I would say that it's gonna roll its rating times 2, and we'll go with that for right now. All
right, so that's a 6.
So it will add up to 6 hits. If it's helping you now, if it's just doing its own search, that's 6, which is
no, it's helping me.
Okay, so it's going to add up to your data processing rating as dice in your dice roll.
Okay, my data processing right now is 6 using the toolbox program and a basic stat of 5. So I get to keep all of that.
That's right. All right, so what are you looking up exactly?
He wanted to do research on Maggie, the last person who talked to us. What's her affiliation? What's the word about her on the Matrix?
Sure. Actually, yeah, you're able to find a lot of information. You find out that she's actually from Seattle. She grew up in the Orc Underground. There's records of her being sort of a runner throughout the Orc Underground back during those days when she was younger. she then got a job, eventually climbing in the ranks of MCT. And from what you can see, because you're actually able to dig into a lot of different things over the course of the next couple of hours, and this is going to take about a couple of hours for you to get this information. You gather that she is, she's grateful to have the position that she does have, and that she does have loyalty to MCT. However, being a female orc in a company like that, she knows that she's about to hit she's hit that ceiling. So there's really she's not at a place where she's like trying to hustle to get that next promotion or to get that next posh job assignment. She's just kind of coasting. And she won't outright do anything that could get her in trouble, but she's definitely the kind of person who if it's, as long as it's not going to hurt the company and it's good for her, it's good for people, that she's the kind of person that's going to go for that. She's used to being the underdog, and she definitely wants to, as best she can, use her position to be helpful. That said, it is corporate, and she does have to kind of walk that line. And so those are most of the things that you learn about her. You find other stuff too. She's her direct boss is Ito Takahara, who is Mitsuhama's director of operations in Chicago. So she's works for him directly. She doesn't have anyone else that she answers to locally, which could be beneficial. And she's single. She's definitely looking for love. She's got a couple of accounts on various Matrix dating sites, and says kind of some of the normal stuff. She seems a little boring too. She likes to walk in the woods. She doesn't have a pet.
Swipe right.
You get the sense. You get the sense that she's just really not that exciting of a person, but she's earnest.
Yeah, well, she used to be Shadowrunner. I guess she kind of wants the boring life now that this is in the past for her. He gets it, but he's gonna also shoot that information to everybody on the team, so they, as it comes, they receive multiple pings of like, oh, this is what I found. Nope, I found this. She seems all right. She used to be a runner like us. That's good. Doubt we can say the same thing about our first Johnson. She seemed honest, so yeah, I doubt there's too many corp shenanigans in the back of that.
So ultimately, it still goes back to a corp, but almost everything does, and if it at least helps some people, I'm still not opposed to it.
Right. And with that, we're going to get into Kaida's phone call. The line rings. It rings, and then somebody picks up. What?
Hey, Lodi. Lodi low.
Wrong number. Click.
I'm gonna try again. And he be tripping sometimes. So
I whisper to Gertie, like, why haven't we ever thought of that?
It rings again, a little bit longer than last time, and then it picks up. I don't need an extended warranty. Quit calling. Click.
Lothan, it's Kaida.
Maybe you should text him. He can't hang up on you then.
Gotta answer my damn call today.
This time it only rings once, and then he picks up. Goddess above, what do you want?
Lothan, it's Kaida. They're talking about no damn warranties. Kaida.
Kaida
Norel? Kaida.
Norel.
The Nocturnal
are you
Elf.
that? Oh, yeah. All right. Bonnie's boy. Yeah. What? Okay. What?
You just frustrated me, so let me gather myself. All right. So look, here's the thing, dude. We just got this job offer from this girl named. Hey, Flea. What was Colden Sketchy's name again?
Maggie.
Maggie. And yeah, she said she knows you and that you would vouch for her. We're just trying to see if she's legit. She's talking all this save the mages nonsense. And you know how we don't fall for that where I'm from.
Goldberg? The blonde one?
I mean, I guess she was kind of blonde. Yeah.
It's like a little past her prime, Must be like 27, 28.
Yeah, I know. 27, 28-year-olds.
Oof. Yikes.
For the audience,
you just agree with
for
them.
those who don't know, orcs and trolls do have a tendency to age, physically age much faster than humans. And so that 28 years old is actually somewhat closer to maybe nearing the 50s for a lot of orcs and trolls. Not all orcs age that way. Most do.
I make the yikes face to Gertrude.
Yeah, Gertrude's like 16. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, yeah. It's good peach. What about it?
She's trying to get us to get something. And she wants us to. She said she's doing it because she's a community activist. And she's trying to save all the woke people, and she wants to hug some trees and kumbaya. And I don't buy it, but some people on my team, they look like they're gonna buy it, honestly. So I need to know: is this what she's about?
I mean, I thought she was, but then she's associating with you, so probably don't trust her.
Oh, whoa! Was that shade? Don't shade me in front of people. There are people that can hear this call. And if you embarrass me, Lothan, I will never forget it. And I just recently found out that I have a good memory.
So you remember all the times you embarrassed yourself?
What are you talking about?
What I don't know. You're the one with the memory.
I don't feel like I've embarrassed myself. I would like for you to point out a time where I've embarrassed myself. Just one.
You came into the pub and that was pretty embarrassing. Like you opened the door and there was your face.
Okay.
Look. Maggie. So what is this is this the Valley Rose thing?
Hold on. Flea, is this about the Valley Rose?
Yes, Kaida.
See, great memory. Yep, it's about Valley Rose.
Okay. Well, in that case, listen up, youngster. You're gonna need to hear this. It's important. So Valley Rose is basically, there's a fella called the Founder who is squatting in that place. Nasty guy. Toxic shaman. Yeah, if you're gonna go there, kick his ass. Good luck. If you want to text your will over before you go, and if you can get back my my focus, I'll pay you guys for that. I'll like trade in stock or something in the store.
You want
That'd be good for
a
you.
focus?
Yeah, focus.
A focus.
I
Like a
nod at
camera?
Kaida. Oh my god. Do you even mage, bro?
A magical focus.
I made. You want to? I can teach you how to focus. You just have to think harder and not think about other things. Just got to pick one thing and think about that, and not let other thoughts invade your mind. I know it's difficult, bro. I deal with that.
Must be hard. Because I'm sure you look as stupid as you sound.
I'm actually incredibly dashing. Thank you very much.
Well.
All right. So I'll talk to my team, and you said if I get your focus back, I'll get how much money?
I'll give you how many of you got? How many guys you got there?
People? Well, you have to realize
No,
we're going
dogs, cats, squirrels.
Oh, well, I actually don't own any dogs or cats. I did catch a squirrel once, but then it ran away. I didn't have enough nuts in the pantry. But listen, so
Makes
as
sense.
far as a job like
Can't even
this,
keep a dog.
normally for it, you're starting to hurt my feelings, Lothan. And I don't like when my feelings are hurt. Bad things happen. So
Facts don't
listen.
care about feelings.
They don't, do they, dude? That was a good one. All right, listen, Lothan. When I do a job like this, normally I go by myself, but you're talking about a toxic shaman. So I'm going to have to at least take 3, 4 other people. So by adding these people to the load, it's going to drive the price up, buddy.
I give you 25 grand in stock, trade, whatever you want out of the store. You bring that focus back.
Hold on. Can you divide 25 into 5?
Yes, Kaida.
Yes. Okay, yes, that sounds good. We can do that. Is there anything you can tell us about this shaman, about weaknesses?
He's an asshole.
Okay, check.
He's allergic to bullets and fire and being killed.
Fire. And he's killed.
We don't do wet work.
Wait. You want us to kill him too?
What? I'm just saying what his weakness is.
Oh no, he's just saying he's able to be killed.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Because we don't kill people. Okay.
I mean, if you kill him, that'd be great. But I don't care. I just want the focus. Now,
Right.
Somebody here is asking for something. What? Spit it out. Oh, yeah. So, I got this little runt here. He says that if you find any like medical tech or whatever, he'd be willing to buy that salvage off you. What? No, that was my idea. No. Fine. Yeah, he's got a garage. He'll like trade stuff too.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, Lodi, I will talk things over with my team, and then we'll decide if this is a venture that we're willing to take, and then we will get back to you once the mission is complete. Unless we don't decide to take the mission, in which case I'll talk to you.
He clicks. He hangs up.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Bye, buddy. He had to go. He had a conference call. So essentially, what he said was, everybody, okay. So when I was telling you to take the notes, you got all that?
I got
Okay,
it,
great. So what do you guys? Does anyone know what a toxic shaman is? Because it sounds like a man who does magic with acid, and I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm not familiar with what they do, but I know a shaman is a mage, and
Yes,
toxic
that part I got.
real bad. So we're
Yes,
probably
I
going to need
agree.
to incapacitate him pretty quickly. Incapacitate, not kill.
I don't know. Listen though. Can we just have a heart to heart?
Mhm.
The last time I tried to incapacitate someone and not kill them, I almost got unalived, and that wasn't fun.
At some point,
So
we're going to need to take stock of like what our lives are worth, and if it's always worth giving someone the benefit of the doubt, so that we can get opened up from chest to pelvis.
this may be a time where we shouldn't pull our punches. At least, let's say this: if we go in there and he is not an asshole, because I don't know if Lothan's the best judge of an asshole. maybe we'll do the old good old Sarah, the good old Fleet thing, and we'll just ask him, and he'll hook us up with the foci that he stole and all these other things, and we won't have to fight. But if he's as dangerous as, do I know what a focus is? Absolutely not. I have no clue what he's talking about.
I was going to ask if you knew what it looked like, but I assumed you knew what it was.
I assume that I'm going to find like a floating orb of mystic energy somewhere.
It's not floating, but it's an object with a lot of magic packed into it. So if you're a sensing, you should be able to see it no problem.
Okay, cool. So then when I find the focus, I'm pretty sure this guy's going to guard it if it's important to him. He stole it. So I think us trying to take that from him, and that being his house, the last time we walked into somebody's house trying to take something, I don't know if this is going to be a pull punches type of mission. Just throwing it out there.
Well, it sounds like lots of people want us to walk into this toxic guy's house and take a lot of his things, like all of them.
And they're trying to act like they don't know that he's in there. But since they're all asking us, I have a thought that they all know that he's in there.
Know exactly who's in there, because this is the third time. We're the third group. Right?
No, we've already covered that it was similar jobs, but not this job.
Yeah,
yes, we're the third. This is the third person who's asked us to take something from this man.
That's true.
But I'm ready for whatever. If you don't want me to, if you want incapacitation, then we're clouting all day.
Well, if this guy's really so much of an asshole, but a toxic shaman is probably powerful, it's feasible that he's there by himself, and we have the element of surprise on our side that we're coming. So if we can do sneaky sneak and get inside, and then take him out quickly by incapacitation, like I've got my nerve strike, and Gertrude's been working on her punches, and I've seen your stun bolt Kaida. It could do great things, and you kicked my ass with a cane satchel, so I think that we can try it. I think we can do this.
So can I make a suggestion? While we ride over there, let's strategize. I love a good strategy. Actually, I've never done it.
Do we have like any time constraints on this mission? Do we have to get it by sundown? Do we have time to go back and properly supply up, make an actual plan?
Scout?
We can scout.
No one gave us a deadline.
Scouts.
Okay.
I'm down for whatever.
We have time. We can do some legwork.
I like legs too.
Because I would like to get something a little less lethal than my cane to hit people with. If we can
you want to get something less lethal than a cane?
It hurts pretty bad, my man. You want to try?
What, you want to get like a pool floaty?
Maybe like a stun baton or electrifying net, or I don't know, something like that.
So you want to stop at the collective?
Yeah, let's stop at the collective, and I don't know. Maybe if all else fails, we can like try stuff out on Kaida and see what works. Just keep the
Oh, yeah.
ready.
So they don't know that I have a spirit, do they?
I don't know.
They
Did you
totally
tell him?
don't know. Nope, I didn't tell them.
So here's
Also, you get a text, actually, Kaida, and it's in the chat where the dice roll.
Oh, there's a text. Hey, guys. I didn't know I could get text on this thing. It says, don't worry. Can I text him back?
Sure.
well, while this is happening, at the collective, if you're shopping for a stun baton or something similar, I can talk to my contact about paralysis poisons and stuff like that. I had asked him for that before. And then Kaida, it might be cool if you can check out any awakened people and see what they might know about toxic shamans, like make friends. That'd be cool.
Oh, yes. I have friends. They're all in this car.
Oh,
Yes. None of us are awakened quite like you are.
I think we might have a problem.
What's up?
Well, for one, I think Lothan is ghosting me, and that hurts my feelings. However, I think there might be more people in this place that we're going than just the toxic shaman.
What makes you say that?
His text says, oh, don't worry about the ones upstairs. They are total pushovers. And the only context that I can see that making any sense in is if he were talking about us going into this building. Because, I mean, he doesn't know we're going to the collective. We just decided that. Unless he's got the car bug.
I look at Etienne, maybe a stun grenade.
Etienne is on the Matrix, so if you want to contact him, you gotta write to him on the Matrix.
I'll text ya.
Stun grenade.
What?
Yeah,
I just think we should consider that. Sorry, go ahead. Might be.
That's okay. But he answers like, yeah, if you can pick up a few flashbang for me, yeah, I used one last time, so. Gonna be here for a hot minute, so, you know. Oh, and maybe some stick and shock for assault rifle. I can check. Yeah, check in my jacket in the front pocket. You should see like a loader. Just one of these filled with stick and shock should do the trick.
Cool. Can you handle the shopping list, Satchel?
Bombs and bullets. Got it.
Gertrude, you've been kind of quiet. Can I ask your opinion on Maggie's job?
So it sounds like all these people want stuff from this building. And you said that Maggie is working for the Mitsuhama, and Sarah is working for another, more different corp.
Renraku. So
sometimes the corps like to play people against each other when they're trying to do their nefarious corp like activities, especially those of us in the orc and troll persuasion. But I mean, we just met her, and everything that Etienne sent out sounds like she's on the up and up. I don't know. It's weird to me, and it's weird that they both want the node, and then Lothan wants his focus, but Sarah says she doesn't know if there are people in there. Maggie didn't indicate that she knew there were people in there, But Lothan says he knows that there are people in there, and they're not healthy people because they're toxic. And so
It makes sense, though, that Lothan would know about other mages in the area and their whereabouts, whereas the others might not.
okay, that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, it could be totally made up too, but I mean, the thing is, they've got money. We want to make money. And Maggie is at least somewhat doing the right thing.
I think out of the three, one of them was a dick, but he was clearly more forthcoming.
Well, that's
I think the other two. Well, no, think about it. Maggie knows Lothan. They know each other. They would know probably the similar information. I feel like they're trying to set us up for the okie doke low key.
Well, keep in mind too, usually more information is given after we accept the job, which we haven't done.
Yeah, I was gonna say we
For
accepted
either?
the job from Sarah, right? We told her we were gonna do it.
Sarah, we told, she gave us the location, she gave us that info, but and then she disengaged, which is usual. It's typical for a Corp Johnson. Like, that's not unusual. Maggie has given us, she said she was going to give us half the information now and then more information if we accept the job.
All right, let's do this, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to clout somebody in their face.
Well, we are not. So we're going to go to the collective first and go shopping. And then
Can I clout somebody there?
No. You can ask some other mages about
if they want to get clouted.
Kaida, can you focus? Can you watch me right now?
Focus.
I need you.
I know what that is now.
Oh my god. I need you.
I'm just kidding.
Can you repeat after me? I, Kaida, will ask mages at the collective.
Oh, I thought we were taking an oath. I'll do it. I know what's going on. I'm not lost in the sauce. Let's go.
Taking an oath.
This is really challenging sometimes.
Okay,
so Satchel's gonna go shop. Kaida's gonna get us information. I'm gonna go talk to Fluffy or Fuzzy or whatever his name was.
It's your contact. You named him.
I need to look it up again. And
gotta do a memory test.
And then we've got Etienne is doing more Matrix recon. Gertrude, any thoughts on maybe other contacts we could call for some information, do some extra legwork?
Yeah, I was trying to think if there is anybody else that we talk to that we would want to ask about this.
You know what? It's a pharmaceutical company. Maybe Tate would know something.
I can call him and ask.
Maybe cool. Sam knows something about the street pharmaceuticals.
Maybe who?
Samantha, cyber girl, strapping up the coke in the basement or whatever it was in the basement.
Yeah, totally. Let's hit our sources and see what we can do.
All right. Who is going to start?
I'll head back to my buddy. What was his name? Sal. In the back of the.
Oh yeah. Well, when you get there, right now you're still kind of cruising around.
Fluff was his name.
Yeah. So right now you're just driving back, I guess, towards the Maker Collective. It's starting to kind of get a little bit later in the day. It's still, the sun's still out, but it's definitely starting to kind of go down. The sky's a little bit gray because of the clouds. You make it through one of the empty checkpoints and are heading towards the collective. Actually, you don't even have to go into the zone for the collective. So you actually get over to the collective pretty quickly. And yeah, what does I think Gertrude is going to call Dr. Tate.
Mm-hmm.
And so we can start with that.
Okay, I will dial up Dr. Tate.
Oh, Gertrude, yeah. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Dr. Tate. How are you?
Can't complain. We've got a lot of construction going on at the new location, and the fellows there are really helpful. They're really interested in making sure that this seems to work out. So I think we're gonna have a really nice clinic down that way.
That is great news. I love to hear that.
Yeah, yes. But I'm sure that's not why you called. What can I do for you?
Well, I wanted to thank you for the good work that you did taking care of Kaida when we brought him into you, rather unexpectedly and without an appointment. I appreciate that very much.
Certainly.
I had a question. We are looking into a old pharmaceutical place called Valley Rose. And I was wondering if you knew anything about it, or there was some rumors that the owner couldn't leave when the zone went up or got contained or something. I was a little fuzzy on that part. I didn't quite understand it, but there was maybe some research on some sort of magic vaccine. I don't know if any of that sounded familiar to you or not.
It's helping to put some of the pieces together. So Valley Rose was if I recall, a pharmaceutical company, headquartered here in Chicago. However, yes. Paul Rose was the founder of that company, and he stayed on when everyone else escaped. And it's presumed he was still in the building when Ares dropped that nuclear device. So I don't know much more than that. It was kind of written off because it's just inside the radiation zone. So if you're heading that way, I'd take a little care. Maybe some iodine pills. If you have to go any deeper into the radiation zone, I'd probably get a suit or something. But if you're just at the edges and you're not there long, just take care of yourself.
Yeah, I don't think that I knew that there was a radiation zone. I guess I haven't driven around Chicago enough.
It's strangely small, but it's there.
Well, great. Thank you for that. I'm sorry to have disturbed you in your evening.
Oh, no problem at all. Best of luck, and you can be careful out there. I prefer you visit just to say hi rather than visit because you need special attention. So, good luck.
Thanks.
He disconnects the call, and Kaida, you are trying to find other wizard people.
Yeah.
In the Maker Collective.
Okay.
There's not really anyone that does straight up like is a mage. You're pretty sure that the old bag lady, if you will, that is out front is awakened. But
why do I think she's awakened?
because you've seen her aura. and she's awake.
Did you hear me singing that? Did you hear that song? Yeah. Okay. So I have several things that I want to do. First, I want to talk to that lady.
Okay. And tell me all the things you want to do, and then I'll be able to manage.
Oh, I can't divvy them out. Okay, I want to do that. And then I want to do, I don't know if I need to see or touch or be near the person, but I want to do magical theory and magical threats.
Okay. So those are just knowledge skills. So you'll just roll those,
Yes.
and then I will give you the information that you kind of know about it. So why don't we start with that, because that's just what you'd be thinking about on the way there. So give me a magical threats roll.
Okay, magical threats. I'm rolling magical threats to find out what a toxic shaman is.
So, toxic shaman. There's various types of shamans throughout the world, and a toxic shaman or a toxic mage basically is someone who has been corrupted by the pollution and the damage done to the world and to the fabric of magic. So they are a corrupted mage, a corrupted shaman. And generally they just are fairly destructive. They are not, it doesn't necessarily mean they're evil per se, but at best their morals don't swing towards kindness and compassion. So the best you could hope for is a toxic shaman who just wants to be left alone and has found some place to be left alone. Other than that, they generally tend to be destructive and harmful. They kill without a problem.
So
they
he's not
destroy
bothering
stuff.
anybody. Sorry. Go ahead.
That I mean, you never even heard of this guy.
Right.
So. And then the magic done, so they like their spirits are toxic spirits. They use magic that deals in like poisons and pollution and toxicity.
Sounds about.
They're
dangerous.
They're dangerous and fleas, restrictions notwithstanding, generally they are the kind of thing you want to eliminate.
Okay, which I had already peeped that, but don't tell her. I'll tell her. So next, I'm gonna roll magical theory, or is that gonna tell me the same information?
That's not, yeah. So that'll give you like why maybe they became toxic shamans or what kind of things go into that, but it's not going to give you the useful information that you already got.
Okay, so now I want to talk to this lady.
All right.
What's the place called that we're going? I kind of want to say Valley Forge or something.
Valley Rose.
Valley Rose.
Yes, Valley Rose.
Thank you. Hey, hey, bag lady. Oh, we're not there yet. My bad.
Oh, you are there.
Hey, okay.
So as you say that, there's an orc there that looks over at you and his brow furrows like, her name's Alice.
Oh, okay. That's a beautiful name.
Oh, we've met her before.
We have met. I've met Alice. I met Alice.
Met is not really the word, I think. It's more like you've seen her around because she's always out front,
right,
kind of doing her thing, and you've seen that she's magical. So,
right. Okay, my bad, Mr. Orc. I'm sorry. Hey, Alice. I've never met you. I've seen you sitting out here a bunch. I'm Kaida. And then I remind myself that I'm supposed to make friends. Supposed to make friends. Okay. And then so I put my hand like this close to her face.
Are you an actor?
Huh?
An actor? Weren't you in that one trid with the fellow that what did he do? He was trying to stop a consortium of spies from stealing the code. Yes, that's the one. You were in that. It's so good to meet you. Oh,
Uh,
Craw, it's him. It's from the tread. Hi. Oh, what are you doing here? This is. I mean, the collective is lots of people like to come here, but what brings you here? Are you preparing for a part? Preparing for a part, aren't you? So that you can know how. I understand. I understand. I'll stop being such a bother. So okay.
oh,
Hi. Nice to meet you, sir.
nice to meet you too, Alice.
Oh, he knows me.
Yeah, I know your name. Is this how I make people feel? So, Alice, if I were looking to research a role, which I didn't say I was, but because if I was, it would have to be a secret. I kind of would want to know about any toxic shamans that you know that exist in Valley Rose.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Is that the next film? Is that you're going to be fighting a toxic shaman?
I very well may be fighting a toxic shaman.
Oh, well, I am not one of those. I assure you, I am. A much kinder sort of shaman. But you are probably Crawl. Have you heard anything about a toxic shaman that's been? Oh, there's like a whole cult of them in the swamps to the south, and
Oh,
yeah, but a lot of them are really the sort of rough and tumble guys that probably would really enjoy having you around to kind of see. Like they probably wouldn't even mind that your character is going to like, you know, be against the people that represent them in the film itself, because you know everyone understands how trids work. But so to the south in the swamps, and then there's a particularly nasty fellow near the noose. He is. It's been there a long time, but he does
Okay.
not like visitors at all. And he's got some.
You said near the news.
Yeah, well, yes, near the noose. It's close by where the old crater is. Yes. And he's got
While she's talking, I text Flea and say near the news question mark.
Yes, the noose is in Chicago.
Is that where we're going? Question mark.
I believe so. Yeah, because we're gonna be near the crater. Does that make sense, Danny?
Okay.
So, and I know that he's got like little followers that it's like, have you ever seen hippopotamuses and they have little birds?
Yes.
Or like alligators, the same birds, I think, on those alligators. It's like that sort of thing where he's like this big scary guy and he doesn't like anyone but except for his little birds that make sure that everything is okay and clean for him, and in return they get his protection. So that could probably be a really good trid. Oh, would I get writing credit on something like this?
No, but and then what I do is I lean down and I pinch her left cheek for being so helpful, and then I give her like, is 1,000? How many? What is the dollar? Like, I don't know the exchange rate.
It's $1.
I want to give her some money.
One to one.
I don't want to give her $1 though. I want to give her like 10.
Okay, I'm just saying it's 1 to 1. So $1 $1. Think of it that way.
Okay, so then I give her 10 million, and then I say, you know what? And then I get another pension and give her 10 more.
Make an etiquette check.
Etiquette? Oh man,
Yes.
I can't be nice even. I'm just trying to be nice to people. I told you, kind of awkward. Okay, etiquette, is that under attributes?
It is a skill, and if you don't have it, it's going to be just
I
your
have
charisma.
it.
Okay. Okay. She blushes and kind of, so nice, so nice. Well, I shouldn't keep you. Please have a wonderful time. And like I said, probably steer clear of the one near the noose. He's really nasty. The ones in the swamp, I mean, their shaman is really nasty too, but there's like a cult, and so maybe you could get on with them. But have a, yes. Oh, Craw, it was him. He totally, he, did you see? And then she wanders off to the orc, and he glowers at you. And then
dude, I just gave her $20.
Shares the excitement with the woman as they walk away.
Right.
He's happy for her. He's not raining on her parade, but you know,
right.
He's doing that thing. So so that happened, and inside, Satchel, I believe, was going to talk to his contact in the back, who is
began with an M. Morton.
It's Morton.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What's going on, Morton? How you doing today?
Oh, hey, Satchel. How's things with you? You got any leads on this is your brother, right? Bag.
No, not yet.
No. I've been putting out feelers for you, but no bites yet.
I appreciate that, Morton.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, do you have anything like kind of like grenades lying about?
I have some grenades.
Do you have like paint and like stun grenades?
I'm pretty sure we got some stun grenades, paint grenades. You say? I'm gonna have to look and see if we got anything like that. Anything else before I head back there? Or is that all you're looking for?
Gas grenades.
Gas grenades, just like smoke.
Smoke, or like maybe do you have anything that knocks people out? Like maybe like a neuro
I don't, but I can definitely check and see if we got any like chemical grenades. But you're gonna have to get the chemicals from Fluff in the front.
And then if you do have canister grenades, a couple gas mats, and some and a clip full of stick and shock. While you're back there.
Clip full of stick and shock for your rifle, or
no, not for the. Actually, yeah, make that two. One for the Black Scorpion, and then one for an AK.
Okay, yeah, got it. Let me go look and see if we got those paint grenades and any chem grenades. And with that, he heads to the back for a moment to look for chem or paint grenades. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. He comes back momentarily. Yeah, so we got some paint grenades. They're blue and red. I got a case of them. And then we got 3 chem grenades. You need to load them up, but the device and all the flashbangs you could ask for. And then here's a clip for your AK and a clip for your Scorpion. Stick and shock, you said. So yeah, that's I'm gonna run you. Well, how many of the flashbangs did you want?
Let's go with 3.
3. So that's 3, 4, 5. How many of the paint grenades you want? Blue and red.
The color doesn't really matter to me, but let's go with another two. Let's go with 2 paint grenades.
2 paint grenades. Got it. All right. So all told, I'm looking at 550 million here.
Oh, thank you. Oh, actually, and do you have a stun baton?
Stun baton. Yeah, we got one of those. That's easy. Yeah, that's a kind of standard. We generally have a few of those on hand. Let's see. That's gonna add so 550, and then the stun baton itself is that's. I mean, it's a real piece of work. So that's gonna run you another 750 over the 550. So we're looking at 1500. Is that right? No, that's too much. 1300. Don't let me scam you. Yeah.
I appreciate that. You always take care of me. And then I give him 1400 anyway.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate it. You going hunting?
Seems so.
Yeah. Well, be careful out there.
Why, thank you. You know much
All right.
about shamans?
Can't say I know much about them. I just know to stay out of their way, right?
Are you going hunting? Yeah, I think I am. You know much about shamans? Jesus Christ, Chris.
I just stay out of their way. They get that glint in their eye, and then So just
eyebrows start raising.
Yeah.
Voices start raising. It's crazy.
Yeah. You got to hit them with an axe. It's the only way. So
all the way.
But yeah. So be careful out there. Take it easy. And we'll see you around.
Until next time, Morton.
All right. What's Flea doing?
I'm talking to Fluff.
All right. So here comes Fluff. Fluff. Dun. So, yeah, you walk into his shop up there in the front, and the orc looks up as you enter, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on? How you doing? What brings you in today?"
Keeping busy. Gotta pick your brain about some stuff. See if you have anything that could help me out.
Okay, yeah, pick my brain, but don't pick it too hard because that hurts sometimes. And also, like some parts of my brain are just, a little bit out here, a little bit out there. You never can tell what's going on in there. So what is it that you're looking for to know? I can probably tell you. What do you want?
Can we take a look at that special merch you keep in the back?
You certainly can take a look at the special merch in the back, like the special merch or the special merch.
Yes.
All right, let's go. All right, come with me, and let's let's find out here. Come on, let's go. And he hustles you back into the back, and you do know that in the back there's like the special, which is stuff that people want for themselves, and then there's the special of the stuff that they definitely don't want to take themselves.
I'm looking for the stuff that I don't want to take. I'm what I've been shopping for in the past. But let me tell you the situation.
Yes. Okay. Tell me the situation. Let's go.
Looks like we're going to be going after a toxic shaman and his groupies.
Oh, toxic shaman. So
so I need something that's going to drop them fast.
Okay. So okay. Here's so I'm not like an expert or nothing, right? But like, it seems to me that if you're like a toxic shaman and you're your whole thing is like toxic, it's in your name, right? And so like what would be something that could like knock one out? It just seems to me in my head, like I think about it in my head, I'm like, it's not going to be like a poison gas because he's going to be like, oh, that makes me feel good. And he's going to get high, right? And he's just like, that's, like for him, like this is the part, that's that part for you, right? That's what I'm thinking, but it could be wrong. So, I mean, because after all, they are still like people. Well, yeah, sure. Yeah, they're still people, right? Yeah, he's just,
He's living. He's still meta. He's living in a high radiation zone. So yeah, you might be onto something in terms of poison.
Right. Yeah. So but let's see. There's things that can mess with people's heads, maybe, or maybe it's let's see. We can go with so what are you thinking? You gonna put this in like a grenade, like a gas grenade or something? Or you gonna put it in like you're gonna try and stick him with
I'm open
the
to
poker?
multiple options depending on what the situation calls for. So I kind of was looking for your expertise. And then in terms of delivery, maybe I'll get some grenades, maybe I'll get some syringes, maybe I'll whatever else you think might be helpful.
Okay. So I got some. So we got some of that. Well, you didn't really like it that much, right? That was the you used it on your friend, whatever. But the we got some tear gas back here, and then also that's kind of weak. It's a toxic shaman we're talking. So you're gonna want some 7 and 7 maybe. But let's see, that's a gas. Probably better if you get maybe some something that gets like in there, right? Like it's in there. So not a gas, but like either the narco jet or here. This will do it. This will do it because narco jet's still like a poison. But the gamma scopolamine, the truth serum. Okay. Now hear me out. Hear me out. It's not like he's just gonna be like, oh, you're here and I'm going to kill you, and that was the truth anyway. So I'm still just gonna kill you because you just get a truth serum and that's the truth of the matter. No, that's not what's gonna happen. You see, because when you're under the effects of the truth serum, you're also paralyzed. Your brain just can't figure it out. It's just like, oh, I'm here. I can't do nothing but tell the truth. And that's how that works. And since it's
I
like,
like it.
it seems to me it like affects the brain, right? Not the body. So it's like, it's going to go into his head and then it's going to make him all loopy. And then he's going to be like, this is why I became a toxic shaman. Here's my sad story. And
I love when the villains reveal their stories. That's the best.
right. And you don't even have to listen to it because you can walk away and he can't chase you. So, so that is probably my recommendation, and it is not a coincidence that it is probably the most expensive thing I've got.
Yeah, not
The
surprised.
7 and 7 is way more expensive, but I don't think that's going to work. I couldn't, like, in good faith, push that for this job.
Okay.
So the gamma, but it is an injection. You can't gas him with it. It's gotta be like poked in.
You think
so
I could load it into like a dart gun or something? I'm real good with guns.
I just so happen to have dart guns because that's
Fluff,
part of the shtick, right?
You
Yes.
take such good care of me.
Right. Well, gotta. It's. I mean, like not having dart guns and having like an injection sort of thing would be like not having an inhaler for the jazz, right? Like, I'm gonna sell you like just little gas packets, but not the inhaler. So you go, that's stupid. So, yeah, I've definitely got. I think it's a parashield. Just a standard workhorse tranquilizer dart gun.
Perfect.
Yeah, so let's get that. That's gonna run you. How many doses of the gamma you want?
What are we talking in terms of price? Let me see how much I can afford.
So normally I'd probably offload it at about $250 a dose, but if for you and since you're gonna get the pistol as well and some darts, I'll drop that to $200 a dose. But then the pistol is 600, and then the darts are like a box of 10 for 50. Yeah, that's how much.
Okay, let's do just to be safe. Let me do 5 doses.
Just to be safe. We're talking about poisons and toxins here. All right, so 5 doses is going to be
hair on the back of his neck
1,000 plus the 600 is 1,650 total. Do. Yes, go. And let me box that up for you. Okay, and then he turns and starts boxing up your pistol. You want me to load the darts for you? Because that could be a little hinky.
Sure. Show me how.
Okay, well, I'll show you how. And so he takes you, and he's got a little setup. and basically the idea here is that when you are filling darts or grenades or whatever with substances, there's if you glitch at all on your roll to do that, you would then have got it on you or poked yourself. So, but he does it no problem. He's obviously done this a lot. You're afraid he's going to stab himself a bunch of times because he's a little twitchy, but he gets it all in there. So
awesome. I appreciate you, Fluff. I'm gonna send him a solid 2,000.
Okay. All right. Well, let me know how that goes, and because that'd be good for me to know, right? Like if it doesn't end up working, my bad. I'm sorry, but but if it does work, then I'll know, right? Or either way, I'll know. And then if someone else comes in and is like, I want to talk to Shaman, they want to know if it works on them, I will know whether Gamma does or not.
Appreciate it.
Yes. Great.
Always willing to help test things for you.
Yep. All right. So, yeah. Hey, what are you doing? And then he runs out because some kid is inside and messing around with some glass pipes. Those are fragile. You'll break them.
After that, what he said about if it doesn't work really sticks in my head. So I'm gonna go back to Morton and look around to make sure none of my team's around, but I'm gonna buy some live rounds just to have them.
Okay.
Shut your mouth, Ida. You don't know.
Do you tell
him on the way?
You tell him to not tell anybody between us? Okay.
I doubt it'll come up, so I'm just being chill about it. Hey, yeah, I'll take a box of rounds.
I'll take a box of murder bees. Etienne, besides your delving into the Matrix, which took a lot of time, but you did get that information, is there anything else you're wanting to do?
Well, maybe more delving in the Matrix about the place we're going at, the building itself. I can get plans or any information about infrastructure, how the power is brought there. If there's a way to exploit that to our advantage, if there's any sewer access or anything, the whole shebang.
All right, so go ahead and do that roll again. And while you're working on that, for Gertrude, is there anything particular that she's doing?
So she will send a message to the team that we probably need some radiation gear. And she starts to go on a tangent about how radiation once was thought to heal tuberculosis, and it doesn't work that way. And then we'll head into the collective after blocking the van to see if anybody's got any radiation shielding or looking for a couple of different radiation suits.
Right.
Etienne is gonna send a message to Gertrude that he already has a sealed suit, he believes. Unless I read that wrong from what you added on my sheet, Danny.
You do have a chemical seal on it, yes.
Yeah. So it's I should be okay, but thank you for the input.
Good idea,
right.
Gertrude.
So yeah, the two places where you might be able to get something like that would either be from Hardwire, or maybe the clothier, but probably not because they're more about fashion than radiation. Or you can ask Morton in the back.
I'll start with Hardwire since I know him.
All right. So you approach Hardwire, the sort of mousy dwarf that is the face of Hardwired. Oh, hi. Welcome back. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if you had or knew somebody who had for sale. I'm looking for some radiation shielding for suits or radiation suits. We're going on a space mission. We're not.
Radiation. You're not what?
We're not going to space. That would be neat, though.
Oh, yeah, I didn't figure you were really gonna go to space. But yeah, it would definitely be neat. I think to go to space, certainly. But for radiation suits, I I don't think I have any in stock. You might be able to check with Morton. Maybe someone's like salvaged something from the zone, but I kind of doubt that. Um, because there's a radiation zone, so those things kind of they pass right through pretty quickly because people are worried about it. I tend to not be too concerned. I mean, it's not like I am walking right up on the crater, which is actually where it gets bad. It's really interesting, actually, the way that when they dropped the tactical nuclear weapon that blew up that hive, the expectation was that there's just going to be a lot more fallout than it was. It's tactical, but so it's not it's not like nuclear bomb, nuclear winter kind of stuff. But they thought that the zone of radiation was going to be a lot bigger. It wasn't, but they think it has something to do with the magic of the hive or something. So it like kind of locks the radiation almost into like this cylinder dome, and it seeps out a little bit, but like unless you're like close to the crater, it's whatever. But yeah. So anyway, I don't care about it much. So, but I don't have any suits. Or shielding. Or
Yeah, I don't know. It's sort of a trip, a field trip, maybe. I'm not sure how close we might be to the crater, so I don't know what we might need. I just know that you get sick with radiation, and I don't know if iodine pills was going to cut it, or if we should get something a little more, sealed in.
I don't know about iodine pills. Is that a thing? I like I said, I mean, unless you're going right up to the crater, you're probably going to be just fine. Do you know like where exactly you're going?
Maybe Fluff would be a better
So
person to ask for that.
they said we were going near the noose, which sounds pretty bad already. But I mean, the iodine pills will balance out the radiation if you get the sickness. But other than that, I mean, if you're in a heavy zone like that, then the iodine pills aren't really going to help. They're like Band-Aids when you have a big gaping wound on your shoulder.
Right. But I was wondering if did you know the address of where you're gonna be? Because we know where the crater is. So if you know where you're going, we can like look at that on like a map and figure out how close you're gonna be to the crater. All right. So it appears there might be some sort of technical difficulty going on right now. Is it me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
A
Yeah,
little
I'm just
bit of a
getting-
delay, but
Yeah, I'm getting big delays from Jen.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
yeah, we're going to be at the Valley Rose something. Valley Rose Pharmacy.
Valley Rose something. Let me punch that in. That looks looks like Racine. He punches that into the device and is like, oh, that's actually really close. Probably need to get a suit. Let me call someone. And with that, he turns to make a call and see if he can find somebody that's got suits, because it appears you are going to be really close to the crater after all. And with that, we're going to go ahead and call it for the evening, because it is by our clock 10 o'clock Central, which is when we are done for the evening. We'll see what happens when they head over in that direction next week and find out what a toxic shaman is and what they are capable of, and whether they need regular bullets or if truth serum will work. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll see everybody next week.
Thank you. This was fun.